Hello, mom bosses and ladypreneurs. What I'm going to do for you today is a tutorial on Pinterest graphics and how to create templates for your business. Now, what I use to create my graphics for Pinterest is Canva. Canva.com is a free design tool to create graphics, and it is extremely easy to use even if you are not the most creative person or tech savvy. You can absolutely use this. So what you see on your screen is Pinterest graphics for Boss Lady in Sweatpants. This is what I've created, and I am going to show you exactly how to do this in a minute. But I want to show you the graphics that I've created for Pinterest. So as you can see here, I've created 5 different graphics for Pinterest, and you're probably wondering why 5. When you are creating graphics for Pinterest, I recommend that you create 5 different templates. And the reason why I suggest 5 is because when people are scrolling through Pinterest and looking for things, they are very visual. They are going to click on the graphic that stands out to them. So for example, the first one that I have here may appeal to one person, but it may not appeal to someone else. So I've created 5 different aesthetic looking graphics, but I did stick to my personal brand. So when you're creating your templates and your graphics, there are 5 things that I think every graphic needs. The first, obviously, is you need some sort of title and a subtitle explaining what the graphic or blog post is going to be about. You also need your branded colors. And if you already have a website and you have brand colors, as you can see over here, here is my website, Boss Lady in Sweatpants, okay? I go with the pinks. I have a splash of purples now and then up here. So I carry through my branded colors in my graphics. You also need to carry through your branded fonts. So when I scroll through my 5 different templates, as you can see, my fonts stay the same, as do my colors. They do not change, even though the layouts are different, but aesthetically the brand colors and my fonts stay the same. Something else that I think every graphic needs, your Pinterest graphic, it needs to have your logo. Absolutely. Never leave out your logo and never leave out your website. So when I scroll through all my graphics, my website and my logo is on every single graphic. Okay? They might be placed in a different spot, but they are there. Okay? This is what's going to help brand you on Pinterest, and when people start scrolling through and they see more and more of your graphics, they are immediately going to start recognizing who you are. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you exactly how I did this. You can do this in as little as maybe 20 minutes, or you can spend a little more time on it. So you are going to start at canva.com. It's free. You do have the option to upgrade to the business professional, and what options for the business professional, which I think it's a minimal charge a year. I honestly don't remember, but I know it was less than $100. But what that gives you is the option to save your photos and your logos with a transparent background. And I also believe you get a little more layouts, a little more fonts, and you can create your branding board. So when you're in canva.com, at the top here, you are going to see that they've already generated the dimensions for certain social media platforms. So they have the Facebook post, they have Instagram, and here's your Pinterest graphic. So you are going to select Pinterest graphic, and a new window will pop up. And here you just have a blank white rectangle. Now on the left side, you're going to see that it's highlighted on layouts. This is where the fun begins. What's great about Canva is you do not have to design from scratch. You can if you are the creative person and you want to, absolutely do it. But you know what? Canva does the work for you. You can scroll through all their templates. Now you might be saying, well, those aren't my branded colors or those are not my branded fonts. Don't worry. That's where the fun comes in. We can change them. So I will select, I'm trying to find one that I've used for my brand, for Boss Lady. Let me go through here and see if I can find the ones that I've been using. I mean, there is a slew of layouts for you to use. You can scroll through these, find some. So here we go. So here's the first one that I created, and I'll show you exactly how I did it, because this obviously does not match this, right? Not at all. But I'm going to show you how I did it, okay? So I simply click on the template and it pops it in. Okay. All I'm going to do is I'm going to start changing colors. Okay, so obviously I do not have this yellow color. I'm going to click up in here and I'm going to choose my hot pink. Okay, I'm going to choose the border color. Maybe I don't want white. I liked this better. And now the picture here, obviously I talk about creating graphics. So obviously food is not going to be my picture because it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. So over here on the left side, you're going to click Uploads. This is where you are able to upload your own images and start popping them in. So I'm talking about graphics. So I'm going to scroll through all my graphics and I am just going to choose one that pretty much matches my brand. So for today, I'll just click this one. I'm going to drag it over and you can see it pops in the back there. Okay. Now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to start changing my titles. So I changed it to personal branding, and let's say I want a subtitle here, very easy to do. I'm going to click text. Now they do give you different fonts that match, you know, in sizing, but you are more than welcome just to add your own subheading. Okay, so I'm going to click in here. I'm going to add my subheading, how to create free graphics for your personal brand. Okay. Now what you can do is you can highlight the text, come up here to the top. Let's say you want to change it. You want to bold, you want to highlight, and then obviously I want it much larger. Okay, I'm going to move it to the center. Now, obviously, the personal brand is over that black spot, so obviously I want to make this a little smaller. Okay, maybe I don't want to bold it. Maybe I don't want to highlight or italicize. There we go. I gotta make sure I highlight it. Sometimes, there we go. Because I do not want that bolded. Okay, you can mess around with spacing. So you can play around with this. Maybe I want to stretch it out a little more. That way I can get personal brand on the same line. That looks better, okay? Obviously I don't have a recipe. This is where I would probably put in my website. Bosslady in sweatpants.com. Okay. Now, obviously, I need to come in here. You can delete some items that you don't want. I don't want these lines. I'm just going to delete them because I feel that I just don't need it. Oops. do. Okay, so obviously I need to stretch this out. Okay, so I have my website in there, and you can play around with the spacing. I need to upload my logo. So I used Canva to design my logo. So I'm going to go to my logos. Now here is the transparency, and that's what I want. If you don't upgrade, I believe, to the business professional Canva account, you will always have a white background. If that's what you want, great. But for transparency, I believe you need the upgraded version of Canva. So there's my logo. I'm just going to pop it in wherever I want. So this is how easy it is to create graphics. Now what I'm going to do here is there's one layout that I have. I'm just simply going to add a new page. Boom. Okay? And from here, I'm going to go to Layouts. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to choose another one. I like this one a lot, or maybe you even want to do this one. Okay? Obviously, that does not match my brand at all. Okay? So I'm going to click. I'm going to upload a new picture because that obviously does not match my brand. Kind of like this computer one here. Okay, throw it in there. And then sometimes, if you notice there that it changed to like a faded, over here you can click on filters. So that template had the California filter on the picture. You can go back to normal. And you can play around with different filters in here, and you can play around with brightness and contrast. Okay, so I took the filter off. I'm going to change the title to, I can shorten it if I want, to creating free graphics. Okay, I'm going to change the font because that does not, even though it's a cool font, and sometimes we can get away from what we have, but stick with your branded fonts. Okay, this is not the color that I like. I might come in here and change it to my brand. I have a little bit of purple. It depends on what I want, or I have the pink. I kind of like this one. Okay, you can come in here. I will change this title to personal branding. And then down here, I am simply going to add my website. Okay, you can, maybe I don't like the color. I can change colors, whatever. And then I'm always going to make sure that I throw in my logo somewhere. I might bring it down here in the corner. I'm going to make it a little smaller. It's kind of large. So you can definitely resize things in here. You can move things around. So as you can see, I'm already starting to take a template from Canva and already brand it to Boss Lady in Sweatpants, okay? So I did over here, I started with one template. I added a page. I chose another template and changed all the colors, okay? I do like to throw in, I call this more of an infographic. Infographics just has a little more text and more information on the graphic, okay? But that's simply up to you, but I always like to have at least one in my template. So that is how you add pages here. Go to Layouts. You're just simply going to choose another one that you like. That one's kind of a neat one. Okay. You can maybe put the title up here. You can even put your website up here, have the title down here, put maybe your logo right here and a cool picture and a quick little subheading, and there you go. And change the colors. Maybe you want to change the black, you know, to your cool, you know, I have the pink here. I'm going to upload, you know, maybe I have a really neat, sometimes you can put pictures of yourself if you want, okay? Oops. I'm going to drag this over. There we go. And I'll get rid of that artwork, and I'm going to upload my logo, shrink this down a bit, and try and put it in the center there. So you get the idea of how this can really be fun. You can get distracted and start going off the beaten path and get away from your brand. So just remember the 5 elements that you should have in your Pinterest graphics: your title and subtitle, your branded colors in your fonts, your logo, your website, and if you have anything like specific branded photography, you can have that in there, but just remember that your photography or the pictures you use should relate to your niche. But just take the time, once you have these graphics done, okay, here's my 5 graphics, I'm finished. All I have to do from here on in, whenever I write a new blog post or I create a new tutorial, all I have to do is come in here and simply change the titles, save them, and upload them to Pinterest. Done. So that is your tutorial for today. I hope you find that this was valuable, and I hope it helped you. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Have fun creating your graphics today.